We're glad to be here with Representative Rodney Anderson from the Dallas area. Representative Anderson, thank you for agreeing to give us an interview today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, we know that you are really busy in this session, but we just want to take some time so that people can get to know you. And first of all, I would like to ask you if you can tell us a little bit about your background and how you choose to enter politics.
Well, I am a lifelong resident of Grand Prairie. I was born and raised there. And after a lengthy discussion with friends and family, I made a decision on my own to go ahead and run for state representative. My wife and I had talked about running for school board or city council, something like that. And on December 31st, I went to pay my property taxes, and I asked myself the question, am I getting my money's worth? And the answer to that to me was no. And so I went to the Dallas County Republican headquarters and said, you know, I'd like to file to run for office. And they kind of looked at me like, who are you? Where'd you come from? And that's how it came about. I've never been involved in city politics. I've never been on school board, city council. It was just something that I made the decision. Was I getting my money's worth? And the answer was no. That's why I ran.
Well, certainly one thing that we notice in your district is that it's made up of a majority of minorities. So can you tell us a little bit about your district and what led to your election as representative of your district?
I am a little unique in that I am a Republican that represents a district that is 50% Hispanic, it is 15% African American, and 5% other. So we are a 70% minority-majority district. And a lot of my success I attribute to being actively engaged with my entire community, not just the Anglo population. We spent a great deal of time over a 6-month period knocking on doors, of attending meetings from various groups, parades, events that we put on, campaign events. But the majority of it was done door to door. I was not one of these candidates that was financed by large groups. I mean, we received some outside money, but I'm not a wealthy individual either. Again, Grand Prairie is a blue-collar suburb that, knowing the people that I represent, it was a complete surprise to have to beat the mayor's son, who was in that seat, and we did it by knocking almost 15,000 doors over a 6-month period of time. Every Saturday, every Sunday, we were out in the community talking to people in their front yards. They'd be gardening, or they'd be washing their car, or they'd be just out having fun, and we would talk to them and say, what do you like or what do you not like about government? And then we would let them talk from there and find out what they really want, what they're really concerned about. And it was that personal touch, I think, that led to my election.
Mr. Anderson, you are talking about knocking at people's doors during the time of your campaign. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about what the people's response was and what were their main concerns?
Oh, the first thing, they were surprised that it was actually the candidate that was knocking on their door, because most candidates don't do that. But their biggest concerns were, and this cut across all ethnic makeup, Hispanic, African American, white, it didn't matter. It was jobs first. Illegal immigration was second. I didn't run across one person that has any problem whatsoever with a much broader immigration policy, but everyone is concerned about illegal immigration. So it was jobs, illegal immigration, and then taxes. That please do not raise taxes, because most people can draw the correlation that if you raise taxes on businesses, if you raise taxes on individuals, less money is going to go into the economy, which means since 75% of our budget is sales tax, raising taxes on businesses causes them to to cut jobs. If you raise taxes on individuals, they stop spending, and it becomes a downward spiral. But those were the three main topics.
Well, it's interesting, as a national director of Voices Action, and I deal a lot with what is the moral and fiscal values, but because I'm a Hispanic, they ask me a lot about immigration and illegal immigration, and certainly, would you mind to briefly just explain what is your opinion regarding what could be a good solution to fix the problem of illegal immigration? Certainly, we know that there are people in both extremes, and I just would like to know a little bit about where you stand on that.
And you are right, there are people on both extremes, and I am one who tends to look at it. I had someone who was a Hispanic man who said, what we need to have is we need to have very high walls, but very wide gates. And by that, when we talked about it, it made perfect sense. We as a country need to know the people that are here. Okay. If people want to come here, I am all for, come on. We'll tell you know the statute
with a guest program.
With a guest program or with a broader visa program that allows people. The Statue of Liberty says, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Send these, the homeless tempest tossed to me." That's what it says, and it greeted immigrants from all over Europe. Well, now it's like there are some people that don't want any immigration. And then there are some that want everybody to be here regardless of... And no, we can't have that. It is a two-pronged issue. Number one, we have businesses here that are hiring people illegally and taking advantage of people that they shouldn't be taking advantage of. I have a real problem with any business that does that.
That's right.
And those businesses that do that should be fined out of existence. Number two, we have people, though, that want to come here that don't want to do it legally. They don't want to wait in line. I can't exactly say that I blame them when the line is 8, 10, 12 years down the road.
Right.
We have to broaden our immigration program to where we can accept more people in that want to work here, that want to become citizens, that if they want to serve in our military, if they want to do those things, I'm all for it. But we have to approach it from both sides. If you have the demand for workers, which goes squarely back to companies. If you have that demand, the supply will be there, and so we have to attack both sides of that equation.
Absolutely. This probably links to my following question, which is, why did you choose to be part of the Hispanic Republican Conference here in the
Here in Austin? When Aaron Pena invited me, said, "You qualify, do you want to join?" I said, "Absolutely." And he said, "Well, your district is not such that you can be a voting member." I said, "Wait until the census data comes out, because over the last 10 years, the Hispanic population in Grand Prairie and South Irving has exploded. I mean, it's gone from 28, 29% to where it is now almost half. When I say almost half, it's 49.9% to be exact. And so now I am a voting member of the Hispanic Republican Conference. And as soon as Aaron asked me if I wanted to, I said absolutely. Because again, the growing Latino population, we as Republicans have to reach out to them. We have to, because if we don't, again, through the state of Texas, Latinos are going to be they're going to be the largest portion of the population. And what I have found, and when I sit down with Latinos, is that most of them are conservative by nature. They're very hardworking. They're very pro-family. The majority are Catholic. That is a conservative voter. But we as the Republican Party haven't done a very good job of reaching out to say, this is who we are. You're the same way. We just happen to have different skin color. And I think that's one reason I can relate to people. I can sit down and have a conversation with someone who's not Anglo, and I'm not talking down to them. I look at them as they're people just like me. They go to a job, they work, want to take care of their family. And so when Mr. Pena asked me if I wanted to be a part of the Hispanic Republican Conference, I said absolutely, without question.
Well, certainly we are excited about that. Now, I know that you are a freshman in the House, but certainly you are already busy, especially in the committees that you are involved. Can you tell us a little bit about those committees that you are involved?
I was very fortunate. One of the committees that I requested to be on was the Economic and Small Business Development, because I'm a small businessman. I work for a company called Commerce Title, and they have been very good about allowing me to be down here to work. I'm not an attorney, but I'm a small businessman, and so we have the bills that come before our committee involve everything from the Governor's Enterprise Fund, of how to best use that, to Texas Workforce Commission issues. The second is land and resource management, and being in the title business. One of the biggest bills that we have taken up so far was the eminent domain bill. That was one of the Governor's emergency items. And with my title background, it fit very, very well with that. I was actually able to help create language within that house, within Senate bill, within the Senate bill, to make sure that the buyback provisions were didn't create problems for the public record. And those are the two committees that I've been on, in addition to the Hispanic Republican Conference.
Well, we certainly, I like to tell you, I'm from North Texas, from Denton County, Highland Village. Tom Parker is my state rep.
I know exactly where Highland Village. I used to run a title company up in Flower Mound in Louisville.
Okay.
We had an office in Denton, so I know exactly where Highland Village is.
Okay. Well, but I want to tell you that I want to thank you not only for serving your district, but for serving all Texans. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Mr.
It's a pleasure.
Anderson.
Thank you very much.